Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. These are the charts of the day. Another incredible day for us trading today. Even though the markets were down, we had some great runners, and we'll go over some of them that we like and or traded today. AEIS, that was a good trade for us, opening at 21.75. It ran up to 26.55. It closed at 25.97, up 532. That was a more than 25% gain, 2.3 million. That's the biggest volume, as you can see, all year, going back to last year, even bigger than that. Now, the one negative part about today's move is that it ran up through resistance and got up through the top of the channel and closed right in the resistance zone here between lateral price resistance and just above the channel top. So it may be extended, but it could also be an explosion that triggers a much bigger move that gets us into the high 20s and low 30s on a short-term basis. Let's look to see if we do get a follow-through or a pullback consolidation before doing anything on it, but it could be one to watch. CSUN, which has been one of the stronger junior solars, has popped again, and formed a little consolidation before popping the last 4 days up every day. Today up another 88 cents or 10.7%. It did close 40 cents off the high, but it had a nice 1.6 million shares, the best volume in about 7 or 8 sessions. So I'm looking for a move that gets it up around that $10 level. Secondary target's up around 15, but that's going to take some doing as the channel top comes in around 11. Big explosive move for Citori today on drug news. This large let's call it a year plus falling wedge and lateral price resistance, declining channel top, and even the gap, all filled in one fell swoop with a big breakaway gap. Stock opened at 284, jumped to 393, backed off about 58 cents, but still closed up $1.26 or 60%. 16.5 million shares, the biggest volume I've ever seen in the stock. Kind of an explosive breakaway gap and surge that indicates this stock is going to be initiating a new trend. On the intermediate basis, I'm looking for 5.5, short-term targets 4.5. 3D Systems, one of our swing trades, which took a dip here and then came back with a charge from 47 to 70 and change today. Now that's right at the top of the channel, as I've drawn it in going back the last couple of years. But I'm looking for this to accelerate at this angle. Here's why. This is now the new bottom. And if I'm looking for a channel top at a parallel level, and I have to draw my channel around like that, bring it down there, and then you have your projection up around 90. That's my target up here. First, let's call it mid 80s to high 80s. ENDP up also in a nice sharply rising channel today. Broke out with a big thrust on drug news, up 12.58 or 29%. 33 million shares, biggest volume ever traded in the stock. Perhaps it's going to be initiating at much higher levels. At some point, I'm looking for mid 60s, but for now, let's see if we get a follow through on today's very strong session. GSAT popped out yesterday, and today was kind of an inside day, but it was up almost 5%, and it did trade 8.8 million shares. I'm looking for it if we can get it up through 180 for the stock to make a move towards 225, 230 zone, and then we'll see what happens after that. Maybe a nice little scalp trade here. GTAT, very strong. I believe it was an earnings report. It popped to 10.60 at one point, closed at 10.10. That was up $1.72 or 20%, and 28.7 million. Also the biggest volume I've ever seen, indicating to me that maybe it's still ready to advance some more towards the 11.5 range short term. Big move of the last few days on GTI, but I wanted to show you the base pattern, the breakout of the major declining tops line, and the major down channel for the last 2.5 years. And then a test of secondary resistance up near this double top in here. That's the resistance zone. I'd love to see it back and fill, or if it does get a little higher towards 12.5, to then back and fill and consolidate in this area. So what I'd like to see is whether or not we can get this down to a consolidation zone that sets up a nice move through that zone and maybe gets us to a target to at least test the gap up around 13.75, next target, followed by 17. KERX with a big move. You can see it popped, flagged, and today breakaway gap above the channel was extremely strong as it got up to 13 and closed at 14.08 and closed at 13.18, up 2.08. Now it did pull way off the high, but a 19% gain on 14.7 million, the best volume since back in January when it exploded, could be the beginning of a more explosive move that gets us into the mid and then high teens. Today's ONVO's reversal today, I thought it was very special. 661 low, 758 high, almost $1. And it closed at 736 up, only 12 cents. But the key is the reversal off support and the close up near resistance. Watch this for a follow through to 770. If that occurs, I'd be looking for a quick 8.5. And then a secondary target's up around 10, 10 and a quarter. ORIG, that's Ocean Rig, UDW, which was a merger of UDW and Ocean Drilling, I believe. Now ORIG is broke out with a breakaway gap today and a spike of 220 or 12%, 4.6 million. I'm looking at a weekly chart and I see it. This is the highest it's ever been from its IPO in 2011. So you had a major breakout across key resistance, multiple years resistance, and then I'm looking for now for somewhere in the 24.5 range on a short-term basis. OXBT, spectacular move, continued today with another 323 or 63%, nearly 40 million, yes, 39.6 million traded on a stock that only has 5 million shares outstanding. Incredible. But this stock is so far ahead of itself, having gone from 170 to 975 and more than quadrupled, almost quintupled in 5 days. Don't be in a rush to buy the stock. Look for a pullback consolidation, and it could take a week or 2 or 3. Pandora on the edge of breaking out of a key resistance zone and ascending wedge. Take a look. It's a very bullish looking pattern. It's a beautiful chart and it has been wedging and flagging and wedging and flagging all along. So I think it's going to continue this. The next target is 31.5, 32. PMC, that's for America, had a big pop today and a key move as it broke out above multiple years resistance with a big breakaway splurge running from 1438 to 1927 before backing off to 1868. It was still up 431. That's a 30% gain. The volume was 1.9 million, and it looks like this stock has a little bit more to go. My short-term target is 21. Lastly is SCTY, which had a great day today. Well, not a great day. Yesterday was a great day, but today it held, and I like that. You can see the double top here at 64.5 and 65.30. So 64.5, 65 and a quarter is resistance. The top of the channel says we could be at $70 a short-term basis, maybe perhaps, yeah, around 69.70 is my target now on SCTY. And that's it for tonight. We'll have a get together tomorrow at the office in the trading room. Bye-bye.